saying. And I'm looking at the rhymes, and I'm like, okay, what led him to say this and that with those rhymes? And I'm like, he must have did what I think Cole was telling me about. And I kind of get like, is it? But I'm not sure. But I think what they do is they may have like a line that like a good punchline or it's wordplay or a metaphor, and then they think of sentences to build into that and topics to lead into that main topic so they can convey that and get an emotion from the audience. I think that's what they do.
It's what you call a build up. Like
And
a lot of times
build-up,
things in music are done in even numbers. So like let's say like even in comedy, if you look at someone like Dave Chappelle, what makes Dave Chappelle so good? They have what they call timing in comedy. So before you deliver that punchline, you have to set it up. You set things up and then you hit them with that punchline. Same thing, like if you think about a rap verse, you can break a rap verse down in 4 quadrants. If it's a 16-bar verse, there's four 4-bar sections within that 16-bar verse. So you can even break it down like this. So like the first 4 bars could be somewhat of an introduction part of your verse. Then the next 8 bars could be more your main body. And then the last 4 bars could be your outro or your conclusion or whatever that bridges into the hook. So there's so many like different moving parts. But like let's say like a punchline for an example. You know, you could like think about a movie or a show, a climax of a show or whatever. Like there's so much writing that goes into that to where they could take, let's take a show like Breaking Bad or Dexter or Walking Dead or whatever. They could pretty much write like 5-6 seasons worth of material just on a couple of pages of paper, just overall, like saying, okay, this is overall the story that we want to tell throughout this whole series. And then within that, then we'll start breaking it down by season. Like, okay, season 1, this happens. And it leads up to this point, and now let's write in between and build all that stuff up to build up to that climax or that ending. So it's not like all by accident or like they're always flying by the seat of their pants. It's like this stuff's well planned out. And that's why I love applying the storyboard technique when it comes to rapping, because before you start going in there and going after your rhyme schemes and stuff, it gives you a way to play around with the idea or the ways that you can present information to the listener in very creative ways, just from a story or information perspective. Like, how do you want to present this information to them? Like Eminem, Stan is a great example of what I'm talking about. The way he wrote that song, all the way to the very end, that was a hard punchline. I think sometimes people only think of punchlines as a joke. You know what I'm saying? Like battle rapping, that's one form of it. But a punchline has impact, it has weight to it. It hits you. It could be funny or it could be sad or emotional or something that just makes you go, oh, holy crap. And like Stan, on that track, he ends it, the very last line of that song, he's pretty much saying, Eminem's responding back to Stan. He's like, I heard this thing on the news the other day, and it was talking about this guy who did this to his daughter. He was going through this stuff, and then the line at the end, he's like, come to think about it, his name was, it was you, and then poof, it just goes off. Like, that's good writing. That's good songwriting.
That's one of his best songs I've ever heard.
It's a dope song.
In my life.
Yeah. But yeah, so there's no rules to rapping. There's only techniques. There's no right or wrong way to write a song. You know what I'm saying? But I'm a big fan of these techniques when it comes to storyboards and just kind of jotting ideas. I think planning is just wise in life, period. Anything you want to do in life is wise just to plan it out. You don't have to get super detailed about it, but just get your general ideas down on paper. Like, what do you want to do? What do you want to do with this? What is this song? You know, I've known some rappers. I remember back in the day, man, I remember some rappers I used to rap about. I'd ask them what their verse is about, and they couldn't even tell you. I don't know, man. I'm just flowing. You know what I'm saying? But it's good to be intentional in what you're doing. And that can really help give you focus. And I'm all about being efficient, getting stuff done. It's not smart to start writing a verse and you have no idea what you're writing about, and then you get like midway through and realize your stuff don't even make any sense, or it doesn't go with the hook. Now you got to rewrite that verse over or whatever, you know. But no right or wrong way to do it, just techniques. And I'm sure, you know, any rappers that you're studying, everybody doesn't do it the same way. You know, Eminem, you know, he may approach Stan a different way than he may approach Rap God.